Hey everyone, welcome back for a little TLC. As I mentioned last week, we are starting a series on forgiveness. And so hopefully you've had your chance to get your book, Forgiving What You Can't Forget by Lisa Turkhurst. I still didn't figure out how to say that. By Miss Lisa. So hopefully you've had a chance to get that book. If you haven't already, then I'm just going to go over the introduction and a little bit from the first chapter today. There's so much in there already. And so it's going to take us a little while to get through it, but I'm going to try to hit some of the highlights. So today's video, actually, before I get into today's video, I am going to say that part of the book actually talks about something that we spoke on last week was, does forgiveness automatically mean access? And in the first chapter, Miss Lisa actually mentions this piece, saying that, you know, forgiveness does not equal the same thing as reunification or reconciliation. You don't have to always be in the same place as somebody that you have forgiven. They're not the same thing. And so I just want to read that quote, which says, please never confuse redemption with reunion. Reunion or reconciliation requires two people who are willing to do the hard work to come back together. Redemption is just between you and God. God can redeem your life, even if damaged human relationships don't come back together. And so it's important to remember that you can forgive, but that doesn't mean that you are going to always have the same level of access to that particular person. So I just wanted to highlight that. It seems like most people were on the same page, those who commented, and I'm so grateful for those who commented that forgiveness does not automatically mean access. For today's video, I'm going to focus on this question: who is forgiveness for anyway? Is forgiveness for the other person? Is forgiveness for you? Is forgiveness for anybody? Like, who is it for? Let's get into it. For those who know me, they know that one of my favorite movies of all time is The Hitman's Bodyguard. And so those who've seen the video, you know, it's a lot of foul language in there. I just think the movie is absolutely hilarious. The first one, the second one got a little into the weeds. But anyway, in that movie, spoiler alert, there is a clip where Ryan Reynolds is the actor. He calls his ex-girlfriend, who he's been harboring all these feelings for, these malicious feelings for, basically, for all this time. He calls her and he says, you know what, I forgive you. And it does not go over well at all. She's like, you forgive me? Like, what are you talking about? And it's just, to me, one of the best depictions of how I don't think that forgiveness is for the other person. In that instance, it's like she didn't even think that there was anything she needed to be forgiven for. And really, there wasn't anything she needed to be forgiven for. But forgiveness is for us. That's what this book seems to say. And I think that practical, like real life seems to echo the same sentiment. You can be so bent up, bound up by unforgiveness, but when you actually forgive the other person, even if you don't tell them, or the other people, even if you don't tell them that you've forgiven them, you are the one that feels the forgiveness or the release. I really liked this quote from the book, which says, those who cooperate most fully with forgiveness are those who dance most freely in the beauty of redemption. Another place says that, you know, you end up getting, when you forgive, you get the freedom to move on and to stop having your life be totally controlled by this particular person or this particular event. So when you forgive, it gives you freedom. I remember seeing a picture, this was several years ago, where the person who didn't forgive was essentially holding on to this rope, and they were causing themselves to bleed because they were holding on so tightly. They were bound by this bitterness. They were just totally bound, and they were actually hurting themselves by holding on. But when they released the rope, they were able to fully let go. They were no longer hurting themselves, and they were free. So essentially, what I really liked about the first two chapters of this book, well, the intro and the in chapter one, is that it reminds us that forgiveness is for us, and walking in forgiveness allows us to be free. She talks about how when you forgive, you give up the right to demand that the one who hurts you pay you back or be made to suffer for what they have done. We know that God will handle it, but even though you're giving up those things and giving up control of over those things, the consequences that people have, ultimately you are able to walk in freedom and know that that thing, that person no longer has control over you. So you're able to walk in freedom. That doesn't mean, and I like that she reiterates this, that it doesn't mean that forgiveness means that you're never going to hurt again, that you won't cry sometimes, because it takes a while to get over something. And really like the quote that says, deep emotions come to us in a rush, but they don't leave at the same pace. So, it's okay for you to have to forgive over and over again, over and over again, and for you to have some emotions from it. But forgiveness does allow you to not be controlled by it. So, as we're thinking about forgiveness, as we walk through this book for the next few weeks, or however long we're going to be in it, remember that forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness allows you to walk in freedom, even if you never tell the other person that you forgive them, even if you never talk to them again. We don't want to be walking around bound by unforgiveness. So, forgive because it's for you. It's good for your health. It's good for your freedom. I would love to know what you all think about this. Please, 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 if you have not gotten the book, make sure you get it, because we're going to be going full speed ahead moving forward. But yeah, I hope that y'all are enjoying the little bit that we've covered so far. Make sure you like, comment, and share, and subscribe to the notification bell, because I'm teaching tonight at 6, and I'm like 96% sure that I'm not going to be able to put this video on social media. So hopefully you all will see it because you've subscribed. All right, I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I will see y'all next time for a little TLC. Bye-bye.